What's up, basement operators? Welcome back to the basement. Today we're going to be going over the go-to build and just a quick synopsis of this thing. If you do want to check it out, the full video, you should head on down to the comments or the description. That's where you can find it, and also it's where you can find a link to basementoperator.com for all the builds and awesome merch like we got going on right here. To kick it all off, we got to give our song recommendations. So this one is Death by a Thousand Cuts by Eminence. I'm sure they have redone the song from somebody else, but I do like it a lot. It's pretty sweet. Make sure to go comment down below what you think of it, and also give me a song recommendation. I'd love to hear what you guys listen to. So this thing is the go-to build. The philosophy behind this build was kind of a setup for the everyday dude. This is not a very high-end build, but it does have a little bit of a nicer furniture. This one's a little bit more heavy duty than kind of cheaper setup like the Minuteman. This is meant to kind of push into the mid-range or upper end kind of setups. So let's start it out. The base rifle of this is a PSA Saber. Saber's an awesome line from PSA. It's their higher end stuff, like you get your cold hammer forge barrels and your stuff like that. And we've been really big fans of the Saber line and what PSA is doing, so that's how this build came about. We will start here at the back. This has a Magpul stock on it. It's very similar to kind of the B5 SOP mod stock, but it's Magpul. There you go. Moving on, you have a Magpul grip. Then you have Radian LT charging handle that is stamped for the Saber. You have ambidextrous Radian safety selector, which is really nice. I'm a big fan of the ambi stuff and Radian stuff for that matter. Big fan of it altogether. Moving forward, you have your rail system. This is a Saber rail, so this is one of my opinions, one of the nicer rails from PSA. This has M-lock that wraps around your whole thing, or whole barrel, and a QD spot here, so you don't need to get another one. We run Edgar Sherman slings, and that's what I use on this build exclusively. Going a little bit further forward, you have a BCM gunfighter grip and a it's a Streamlight light here, which is a really nice light. I'm a big fan of it. And you have a Strike Industries cable management there. I like them a lot. Streamlights work. They work really well, and for like 100 to 150 bucks, give or take, I have no complaints whatsoever. This one has a full length barrel in it, but it is a pin and weld. It is a pin and weld, so I think the actual barrel, the length of the barrel itself is a 14.5, and then the muzzle brake is pinned to the end of it. And the muzzle brake is a key mod muzzle brake for dead air suppressors. That can just lead into what suppressor are we running with it. Well, we're actually trying something a little bit new. This is actually not on the builds page. This is a Huxworks Ventum. This is one of their flow-throughs. It's the 5.56 can. I've been running it for quite some time, and on this build, on other builds, and I've really been very happy with it actually. So this is what suppressor we're using right now. For the optic, we wanted to go with an EOTech. So the reason we chose an EOTech instead of like an aim point or an LPVO is because you get a really solid, reliable option for like that $500–600 mark, where your aim point T2 and an acceptable mount's like $1,000. LPVOs can get pretty expensive too, and for like the go-to setup, I prefer kind of your red dot options. The LPVOs are definitely there and definitely serve a purpose, but if I'm picking like one thing to just use, I really like a red dot or a holographic, and an EOTech is an awesome, super reliable option, and this one in particular is an EXPS3. Now you could, if you wanted to even budget even further, you could go down to an EXPS2 and get a little bit cheaper. So, there's a lot of options there, but this is how we kind of have this one set up, and I'm a really big fan of it for the use case. So if you want to go check this out, head on over to basementoperator.com. There you can find all the builds and merch and all kinds of stuff there, and make sure to go follow us and hit the like and subscribe button on the new Basement Operator YouTube channel. And finally, make sure to go check us out on Instagram, both me and Basement Operator, and do not forget to go leave your comment down below about your song recommendation. I'd love to hear it, because I always love listening to new music. As always, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.